Hey YouTube, this is Silver Prism again. Just kind of give you an update on all my canning stuff. This is kind of just one out of all the different varieties that I have. And you got to figure each one of these jars I probably have around 10 or more of each, except for the Yukon potatoes back there. But this is I don't know if you guys can see it. There we go. Some mixed berry jelly or some jam. Same with this one, just two different sizes because they're two different batches too. And some strawberry. I just now got started into making jams and stuff, but I got a case of each. So and I still got more in the freezer to be made up. Just wanted to show you guys that. And then this one, I got some barbecue chicken. Took the whole chicken, made a rub, and rubbed it down, and then smoked it, and barbecued that thing up, cooked it up, and then shredded all the chicken, added some barbecue sauce, and tossed it into jars. Got a bunch of these. Got a few of these. I love this stuff. This is my secret to my mac and cheese. Macaroni noodles and nacho cheese. Love this stuff. But yeah, I had opened up a tin can of nacho cheese, had some left over, and I just, every time I have some left over, I throw them in jars and save them up. Holds up wonderful. It doesn't give it a burnt flavor or anything like that. It's just nice and delicious. And then every once in a while, when I'm doing a small batch, I'll just bust out one of these rather than opening up a whole can. Got some roast beef here. This stuff holds up real well. I used it in my last batch of chili that you guys saw in the last videos. Just pop open a can, toss it in, or pop open a jar, toss it in. Liquid and all, that's a lot of good flavor inside there. You know, when you cook the roast beef and everything, and you get your stock and your vegetables and all that, it's some real nice flavors. So you want to keep all that. And you got this stuff. All right, so you know those turkey legs that you guys get at carnivals or fairs or something like that. Well, I got a mountain of them. I don't know how many pounds I got, but Dove and I just sat down and started ripping off all the meat off the bone and separating it, and we stuffed them into jars. Got, I don't know how many jars, too many. But canned it all up. Tastes great. All the bones, we roasted them, turned them into stock, of course. There's these Yukons. I tried canning a bunch of different types of potatoes. Don't like canning russets at all. The red potatoes are cool. I like canning up the Peruvian purples. Those are cool. These Yukons, those hold up really well. I think these were done in like mid-October, and the jar's not cloudy or anything. They don't fall apart. Hold up pretty well. Heard white potatoes do really good too. Yeah, and then we got something called haricot vert, which is a young French green bean. But got a bunch of that and turned it into an almondine, which has toasted almonds and butter and all sorts of stuff added in, and just took the whole mixture, threw it in a can. You can see the butter up at the top. But yeah, it tastes good. They get kind of soft, so yeah, my recommendation would be cook them raw, or put them in the can or the jar raw, along with all your butter and everything like that, and then cook them. They'll hold up a little bit better when you pull them back out. But they're great in stews. And if you don't have a nut allergy, this is a really nice little touch with the almonds. Has some good flavors in there, especially when they get cooked in here. All that almond flavor comes out even more so. Got some tomatoes now. I have a question about this stuff. Peeled the tomatoes and put them in a jar and everything, and I got all this extra headroom. All the liquid came out, and I don't know why. Tried it again by adding more tomatoes and more water and doing it again. Still lost a lot. Got to pack more tomatoes in there, but that's still, I don't know. I don't know if it's bad for it, but the top is, well, dirty. but it's still holding up. You know, it hasn't sealed. This is beginning of October. These are actually from a friend of ours' garden, and it was a nice gift, and wanted to hold on to it because they taste delicious. But moving on to this one, this is baked beans with bacon. Made a bunch of baked beans. Anybody who works in a restaurant knows what a hotel pan is, or a 200 pan. But I made 3 of those, which are these giant pans about as long as your arm, about 2-3 inches deep. But yeah, and so I canned them all up, and turns out great. They're great for just a little addition, something on the side, and who doesn't love bacon, right? But here's some, if you look in here, there we go, how about that? You can see the chicken breast, grilled chicken breast, some barbecue sauce and everything to add a little bit of flavor to it. It tastes great. Got a lot of this right here. This is a shoulder tender. There's a subprimal that has all these different cuts of meat in it, and these shoulder tenders are wonderful. If you can pick them up cheap, do it. It's just like eating tenderloin. But you know, just season it up with salt and pepper and garlic after you trim off all the fat and the extra gristle and all that'll be on the outside of it, and roast it on up. And I cut it in little medallions and canned them up. They're freaking amazing. And it makes it, once you can them up in here, it makes a little beef stock to go with it, so you can't go wrong with that. Here's some chicken Chardonnay, grilled chicken breast with a Chardonnay sauce, and it's got some Kalamata olives in it, and artichoke hearts, and all sorts of good stuff. But I couldn't resist saving this. I got a mountain of these too. But what else do we got? We got a different batch of chili, chili con carne or beef and bean chili. Held up great. It's got a lot more red beans and Great Northerns in it than pintos. And just playing around with flavors in it. This batch turned out wonderful too. But they store great. I had another batch that I just checked not too long ago. My very first batch of chili, and 2 out of them went bad. The little tops popped up. So, good piece of advice: every couple weeks or so, every 2 weeks, go through and touch all the tops and just check them all. It doesn't take long. It takes 30 seconds, and you can pretty much check everything you got, unless you got shelves, and it takes a minute. But it's always worth it. You don't want something sitting around, fouling up, getting funky in your cupboards. But the last one are these beets that a friend of mine grew, and we got a bunch of those, so I cubed them up and tossed them in here, and turned out wonderful. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys an update, and hope you guys like, and keep canning. It's always worth it, and I'll give you guys some more jellies and stuff like that. Let you know how they turn out. All right. Have a good one. Bye.